Hey Wildcats, it's AJ, and today I'm here with Marcus and Trey, who we're all going to talk about the best trio ever: video games, movies, and TV shows. So first, we're going to talk with Marcus about a TV show he's been watching on Netflix.
So basically, I've been watching a series on Netflix called Lucifer. So basically, it's about this guy who was the devil himself, came to Los Angeles to basically start new. So throughout this whole thing, you see him changing from this hard-headed, bad boy to a kind of a softie, not completely, but yeah, it's interesting to see him shift from the devil to a sort of normal person. He still has his issues, but yeah, there's a bunch of different characters in it.
Does God actually exist in the show?
They talk about him a lot, but he doesn't actually show up. No.
Okay.
Dang, so he's just an anonymous character.
Correct.
Well,
There's a bunch of different characters that are introduced, but not God.
that's interesting.
Yes.
Alright, well, y'all better make sure to check that show out. And next, we're going to talk about a video game, correct?
Yes, we are going to be talking about a game that's coming out this Friday called Dying Light 2 Stay Human. The game is based off of Dying Light 1 and takes place 15 years after the events of that game. It will feature a parkour system in a zombie apocalypse game where your choices not affect just the story, but the world itself and its gameplay.
Wow.
So your choices affect almost everything in the game.
You had me at parkour. That's just wow.
Yes.
Like you can do a far jump. You can climb up walls. You could run up a wall, turn around, and then jump to a pole. There's a zip line in the game. It's so sick.
I have a question.
What?
So, have you played the demo for it yet?
There is no demo,
Dang.
unfortunately. But they have showed tons of gameplay for it recently. They've showed some last gen gameplay because a lot of people were worried it was going to be like Cyberpunk 2077, where it was just glitchy on old gen. But they showed some old gen gameplay. It looked pretty decent. They also showed console stuff, and they showed the required specs for it on PC. And I'm very excited for it.
As we should all, because this sounds very exciting. And I'm
Mhm.
probably
Yes,
going to check
it
it out.
I'm gonna most likely check it out.
And also you could probably play the second one and realize what's going on while knowing a little bit about Dying Light 1. You don't necessarily have to play it, but I would recommend playing the first game just so you know a little bit about it.
So you get the whole grand scheme of the game.
They said that there's no returning characters, but there may be mentions of old characters in the first game.
That's interesting. So it's kind of like Easter eggs every now and then.
Yeah. And the game is going to take a while to finish. They said to do everything, finish the 5 different story endings, get all the collectibles, all weapons, do all side missions, will take upwards to 500 hours.
Dang.
And that's just on launch, because they are planning on releasing DLC.
That's a lot, man. That's nuts. 500 hours. You know what I could do in 500 hours? I could do a lot of stuff. But well, thank you for talking to us about that. Our next story is going to be about Sing 2, which I recently just watched. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but it was very good. Most of the characters have returned, and some new characters. Honestly, it was a good movie, and the musical performances in it were excellent. Every song had all of us either laughing or crying. It was just really good.
So, without giving any spoilers,
Mhm.
what was your favorite song from it?
It probably had to be the last song, wherever the character that you see in the trailer that's a lion and the porcupine sing, and it's just really good, and you can tell that's an emotional for him because, as the trailer shows, the lion lost his wife, so just to see him start singing again is just really astonishing.
I have a question. In
Mhm.
Sing 2, is there any instance where the character grew? They were good and then grew upon that?
Yes, so the porcupine actually went solo
Mm-hmm.
and is doing her own thing, but then she comes back because they need her for a reason I'm not going to state because I'm not going to spoil it. And she does really good on her own, but she leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And it was we actually get to see a little clip of what she does whenever she left, but it was really good.
That sounds pretty good.
Yep, and this movie is based in Las Vegas type setting, but they call it Red Shore City because it's for children and they don't want to expose children to Las Vegas. So yeah. Well, thank you so much for watching Wildcat World. I'm glad that y'all came, and make sure to check out all 3 of our movies, shows, and games. And we'll see you next week.